So, I just want to get on here and say this. First of all, Hollywood is done. Hollywood is done, okay? Literally, ever since colonizers came and fucking destroyed everything, pedophilia has always been such a, like, global fucking issue. And I don't know, is his name Corey Mason? Whoever the fuck his name is, I don't know, but he was definitely right. Okay? That is Hollywood's big quote unquote secret, even though it's not a secret. If you watch any film, literally any film, like 9 times out of 10, like most film, this is why I don't watch a lot of film. Most film is like trying to either exploit teenagers or, you know, normalize pedophilia. And it's disgusting. There's no fucking reason for kids or teenagers to be wearing lingerie, to be barely fucking dressed, to be wearing thongs and garter belts and all this shit like they're children. And for years, they've been trying to push this onto people and make it normal. Okay, I used to be in dance and I used to watch Dance Moms when I was like 9, not 9, probably like around 10 years old. And I literally studied the girls and how they did their turns. And that's what made me want to do dance because I just wanted to learn something. But then I came across the dance precisions, my boyfriend's back. Like, literally, that was disgusting. Like, they were 6 and 7 and 8 years old, dressed like fucking prostitutes, doing all of this grown up ass shit on stage. And the thing is like the industry, they know what they're doing. Like I'm telling y'all right now, the whole point of the industry, what? The whole point of the industry is to exploit children. That's literally it. Why do you think their main target is literally always kids and like trying to sell them this illusion of fame? It's so that they could take advantage of them, especially the young girls. And so you have the dance precisions. You have Casey Rice. I love Casey Rice, but that work solo was also extremely inappropriate. She was like what? Literally like 6, 7 years old. 6, 7 years old. Shaking her ass in front of a bunch of grown ass men. These dance choreographers know what they're doing. And there's been plenty of dance choreographers outed for being pedophiles. And, you know, these motherfuckers are all working together to exploit children. They know, like, because I promise you, like, someone with morals is not going to teach kids a provocative dance. I don't give a fuck. Like, there's no reason as a grown ass adult you should be teaching children provocative dances. You should be teaching them age appropriate dances. And if you can't do that, well, then you shouldn't teach children. You should probably be on someone's watch list, to be honest, at this point. But the way that she was literally on the news and they were calling it quote unquote controversial. And, you know, obviously, parents, adults were upset because they're like, why is this fucking 7-year-old barely wearing anything and shaking her ass in front of like a bunch of grown ass people in this dance comp, like, ew. And then they made this 7-year-old Casey Rice be like, oh my god, well, there's nothing wrong with it and it's normal. She was 7. What the fuck does she know? And the fact that they like the amount of young girls that they groom to think that shit is okay, like they don't even know what the fuck they're doing. Their brains are so innocent most of the time and pure. They just think, oh, it's a pretty costume. But then you grow up and you experience things or you see things and you're just like, oh my God, like you see shit for what it actually is. And it's just like, Literally, what the fuck? It's just ridiculous. And like I feel like it's getting worse. And I feel like it's like they're giving up. Like with Disney, Kylie Control was in like this like burlesque type corset, and she was like only 17, 18. And like it's the fact that these people have had eyes on these children, especially these young girls, since they were like 5 years old. And then the minute that the literal minute that they turn 18, 19 years old, oh, time to sexualize you. That's not normal, and that's not okay, period. Like, sex is not everything, and sex is not the main part of life. Okay, growing up is about like mental maturity, emotional maturity. How the fuck am I gonna handle, hard things that are coming my way? And also, subconscious things, traumas that you've had since you were like a kid, all coming back and actually looking at shit for what it is and not being afraid to face yourself and your emotions and your traumas and purge that shit out instead of living a fucking lie and, living from ego. And it's actually about going within yourself, seeing yourself, and actually maturing, you know. And then also, I feel like they're trying to force this good girl gone bad image, which is stupid because number one, it's not good girl gone bad, it's just growing up. And also, some people just go through that good girl gone bad thing. First of all, like, a lot of these people start out young and pretty like innocent, but I feel like some people go through shit either in their childhood or sometimes even in their 20s that, makes them go in that kind of dark feminine period or that dark masculine period where it's very raw. The emotions are very raw, and they tend to be hypersexual and angry and emotional. Like, the sex is not the only part of it, but it's like they take that and like force it on to like young girls for their own twisted ways, but that's not what that is about. Like, um with Christina Aguilera and Rihanna, like they kind of had that, but it wasn't like, oh, they're good girls gone bad. Like, no, they were traumatized. They were traumatized, and they were just kind of like growing up, and then I think they just kind of entered their dark feminine era. And part of that was like this hypersexuality, but it wasn't like disgusting. It wasn't like on, like, it wasn't so like in your face. It wasn't so graphic, but it was there. But that wasn't the only part. They were also talking about real shit, like their emotions, their traumas, their anger, like all of it. Like, it was just them raw. That was them. And then, thank God, I feel like they actually are a good influence because they were able to come out of the other side. They're like both in their 30s now, and heal themselves and like kind of healthily intertwine that divine feminine, light feminine with their dark feminine, all that shit, and have healthy relationships with people and themselves, which is what people need. I think that's a good influence, especially to a lot of people that have probably been through the same shit as them. And, that's a good thing that they can look up to and realize that they can make it out the other side. But to take that and try to force it on to like little girls the minute that they turn like 18 and 19 is just disgusting, bitch. I remember being 18 and 19. I was not thinking about none of that shit. Like, people really need to understand the power of media. Like, between the movie business and the singing business, it's like they're all very influential things. And I feel like things that are in the industry could be used to either help people heal because people are going through real life shit, So it could either be used to help people heal and let them know you're not alone and uplift them and help them find some type of like power within themselves. And I feel like there's very few people in the industry that do write things like that. And kudos to them. But I mean, like, that's like very few people because most of the like TV, film industry write shit that's very destructive, very exploitative of teens, very pedophilic, very disgusting. And it's just like to try to distract people. But I feel like people also need to be smart and not feed into that shit. Because I feel like a lot of society is dumb. And that's the shit that be really worrying me. Because it's just like, how are y'all that fucking stupid? Y'all are really going to sit there and watch like a piece of film that is like, they're knowingly like trying to normalize pedophilia or incest, and you're going to not call it out and you're going to continue to watch it. For what? For what? Unless you're just as twisted as these fucking people are, and you should also be on a watch list. You know? So I'm just over it. I'm just really over all of it. It's just fucking disgusting. Like, especially like as an adult, when it's like they really are trying to just like have easier access to these kids. And then you got fucking Musically, girl. I knew that Musically was a fucking problem the day that it was out because first of all, why are we like not we, why are y'all like kids don't fucking need phones. They need to have a hobby, maybe playing some soccer, drawing, maybe learning some life skills, basic life skills. Half these motherfuckers don't know how to spell, count, socialize, be respectful to their own peers, to authority. Like, they're fucking annoying, they're cocky, they're arrogant. Girl, don't nobody want to deal with their asses. Okay? But that's what they should be learning. But no, instead, you have these people trying to hard launch themselves onto children and be like, oh yeah, give your kid a phone. And these parents, oh my God, they suck. They literally suck. They suck ass. Okay. They give their kids phones. I feel like all this could be honestly easily prevented if these parents would just stop being like lazy bums and stop giving their children phones and actually just like put them in like extracurricular activities that are normal and like maybe give them like a tracking device to make sure they know where they are and like give them like a government phone that doesn't have like much social media but like they can keep track of them and not like a phone that has like social media that's gonna like be a danger to their life. I feel like that would literally solve this whole problem. But no, these parents are dumb, stupid fucks. So they're like sitting here making Musically. And what was Musically? A bunch of people, mostly, honestly, what, 16 and under? 16 and fucking what? 6 years old? Quote unquote belly dancing? Like, come on. That is disgusting. And that was the platform. They made it that way. They made it that way. These people in power made it that way. And then it became TikTok. And I didn't want to download TikTok. Okay? I did not want to download TikTok, period. But I felt like I am one of like the adults and one of the people that were called to like a higher purpose to download this app and see certain things and expose certain things and like protect people because I really did not want to download the app, but I ended up doing it anyway. Um, and I feel like when I first downloaded the app, in 2018, 2019, somewhere around COVID, I wasn't seeing that shit. Like, I feel like it got worse when I was seeing it, but shit needs to be exposed. But I was actually seeing funny shit and things about dogs and dancing and all that shit. And then I started seeing the weird exploitative shit. But the thing is, I wasn't the only one seeing it and or talking about it. So I guess that makes me semi-happy that I'm not the only one that knows that this is a fucking disgusting ass problem. But it's like, for some people, like, it was seriously a problem where, like, their fucking For You page was just flooded with, like, underage girls literally dressed to half nothing, shaking their asses on the app. And that's what gets popular. And it's not getting any better. And now the ages are getting even younger, bro. Because now we have fucking 10-year-olds. Fucking Elsie is like 10, 11, 12 years old. And she's on that app. And she, like, these young girls are getting, the young exploited girls that are hypersexualized, that are making like suggestive ass content, are the ones that are getting views and likes. That's not a coincidence. That is literally that algorithm and how they're pushing these girls out, like, to be this way and to whatever, like, you know what I'm trying to say. And it's just disgusting. And what's also disgusting is half the people my age, some of the people my age, I'm like 23 years old. These women, I swear to God, these women are not better than the men, okay? This is not about gender wars. Like, I promise you, a pedophile is a pedophile. It doesn't matter the body it comes in or the sexual orientation it comes in. It's a predator. A predator is a predator, period. So you got all these bitches, grown ass bitches, I'm sure, that are like trying to lure these young girls into their shit. And then that mixed with the, bitches that are like, oh my God, yeah, OnlyFans is so quote unquote empowering. Like, girl, you're a puppet. You're not empowered. You're sitting here normalizing pedophilia and a whole bunch of like weird ass shit that shouldn't be normalized. You're not empowered. You are being gawked at and just preyed upon by a bunch of sick, perverse people. You're not empowered. You're dumb. You're a dumb, stupid bitch. And you're weird. Because guess what? It's one thing to be involved in something that is taboo and not, fucking involve children in it in any way, especially when it comes to TikTok, knowing that is a children's aimed app, even though there's so many problems with that, but bear with me. Knowing that, and then getting on there and like trying to tell young people that they should get an OnlyFans as soon as they turn 18. Like, you should at least have enough responsibility and dignity as an adult to not do that. You know? You should at least have enough responsibility and dignity as an adult to not involve children in your shit and just let it be something private. But no, you want to get your little silly, stupid, fucking goofy ass on fucking TikTok and be like, oh my God, yeah, like, the minute that you turn 18, you should, like, you're grooming children. Like, you're just as bad as these men are. You're stupid. You're dumb and stupid. And you're setting yourself up to fail. And you're also setting everyone else up, these children, to fail. And you're disgusting. And fuck you. So you got that. And so it's just like a clusterfuck. And then it's just like sad because, like, even now I see some of these girls 16, 15 years old, 17 years old. All of them are teenagers. I don't care if they're barely legal or not. Like, they're too young to actually comprehend anything. It's not even just that. It's not even just them being too young, because guess what? I was 17 once. I was 16 once, but I was never stupid. I was never naive. I was never gullible. I was never like heavily influenced by social media. Like, I grew up learning a lot about life and media and all these things. Like, I grew up learning to analyze things, learning to dissect things. I did not grow up like these bitches. And some of these, like I said, it's not just about, oh, they're young. Some people just have a shitty personality. Some people just like don't think at all. They're dumb and they're egotistical, and they're more worried about fucking social media likes from God knows who than their own selves. And so you can see like a lot of these girls are like, oh yeah, I want to do that. Or yeah, these girls are making a lot of money. Girl, I promise you they're not making as much money as you think that they are, bitch. Like, and even if they were, it's not good money. Cause like, it's like, bro, I promise you that there's literally so many fucking jobs, literally so many fucking jobs that you could take as a human being that aren't exploitative and degrading that can make you just as much, probably, if not even more money than exploiting yourself for disgusting, perverse men on a fucking social media website and have stalkers. Girl, y'all are stupid. Bitch, I could write a whole list of jobs that motherfuckers have, and they make plenty of money and they can take care of themselves. And they know how to spend money also. Like, they're not sitting here just trying to get rich. Like, they know how to bag their money properly. Maybe y'all just don't know how to bag money properly. Maybe y'all just have your priorities fucked up. If y'all had better priorities, maybe y'all wouldn't have so many problems. But yeah, it's just fucking sad and disgusting. And then you got like, you know, a bunch of young people throwing themselves at grown ass motherfuckers and being like, "Oh, nobody has to know." Like, girl, please go see a therapist. Please. Immediately. Go. I will literally call the police and tell them to go find out where you live and make you see a therapist because I can't. I can't. Or, you know, the sociopathic motherfuckers that are sitting here saying, oh, this person's a pedophile and that person's a pedophile. They're not even doing anything. They're not even doing anything. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then you got motherfuckers like Ice Spice. People are so stupid. Y'all want to cancel Ice Spice for like stupid relationship drama and not because she's like flirting with a 16-year-old as a fucking 23-year-old woman and having that fucking 16-year-old on her hands and knees shaking her ass in a music video. Y'all should have been canceled her. She knows what she's fucking doing. She's the one in power. Are you fucking kidding me? Hello? Like, I promise you, there's plenty of like talented, gifted, smart, intelligent, empathetic people to go support that aren't like exploitative and shit and weird and pedophiles and abusive that y'all can go support and that deserve support and love, and not the people that are just wanting to take advantage of people. Like, please be so fucking for real. Like, be so fucking for real. Please. And then, half these fucking girls like wearing lingerie as fashion. Honey, you're still wearing lingerie, and like I said, half these girls are barely legal. Like, bro. It's just exhausting, and I hope that this clusterfuck of a disaster stops. Oh yeah, and I also want to say before I fucking leave, I just want y'all to know that the whole basis of what I'm saying, even though I went 23 minutes diving deep, but that's what I do, is don't be fooled by them trying to normalize pedophilia, because they are. No fucking person underage should be a like heavy influencer. No person underage should have a whole bunch of people so involved in their relationship life and shit. Like, the only type of relation that an adult and someone that is like young should have is like an adult actually like being the seed of information and guidance. That's it. Nothing else. So if you see like young girls or someone that looks very young and they're like quote unquote yachting and going out partying and living this luxurious lifestyle, and some of them are even younger than that, they're being pimped out and they're being exploited. Okay? That's very factual. Okay? I don't know if y'all pay attention, bitch. There's literally so many fucking videos, even on mommy vloggers. Half of these little children, mommy vloggers, they're all being exploited as well. We all know this. They're being abused. verbally, emotionally, physically, sexually. They're all being abused. So don't support any quote unquote child influencers because number one, that would just be weird in general. And number two, they're all being exploited. All of them. Every fucking one of them. Every fucking one of them. All of them. And if you really care, okay, us, the people as a society, if we really want to stop this problem, especially y'all need to stop supporting this shit. Anytime you see these people, these like kid influencers, teen influencers, whatever, on YouTube, on TikTok, report that shit. There's nothing that you need to say to these kids because they see everything. Some people, you just can't get through to them. You just need to report it, mass report it, and call it out for what it is. Okay, because I can't be the only one calling it out for what it is. All right, stop supporting it, and we won't have to see it because there's too many people supporting it and like being blind to the actual problem at hand, the disgusting evil problem at hand. And I don't want to see children or teens hurt. I don't want to see anyone hurt. And the only way we're going to stop this problem is if people stop being blind and stupid and actually report that shit and call it out for what it is. Okay? Let's stop them from doing this. And let's actually help children out of these situations and get them the resources and the actual help that they need because God knows that they're going to need it. It is 2656. Let that be a fucking channeled message for y'all. Don't let them normalize child exploitation. Do not let them normalize pedophilia. I'm out. I'm done. Deuces. How the fuck do I end this live? Oh my god. Y'all, how the fuck? Okay.